southwards there, as swiftly as its little treads can carry it. Now the Rifle Squad on the way there, though, for Charlotte. MD4 is arrived here for Havoc. Scouts pushing further southwards. Basil being still very depressed in the background. In fact, anything more depressed. But again, that's Basil in a nutshell. He tends to get a bit dramatic when he doesn't get what he wants. In this case, what he wants is chicken, which my mother stopped by with. So, mines on the carved one there from Havoc. Southeast scout standing ready. Jeeps based in the west. Got the cannon crap probing forwards. Grenadiers some sandbags rifle pushing ahead here. And nothing yet out of Charlotte, but I'm guessing a third Rifle Squad here. More shots fired. Here's German infantry coming under fire from the Americans. Quick withdrawing there. As Charlotte keeps up the pressure in the south. Scouts stumble upon the cannon cart. Havoc there force, of course, withdraw. MD4 trying to catch the scouts here. Pioneer switch towards the center. We got a bit of a shootout here between the two buildings. Third Rifle Squad for Charlotte, very much as anticipated. Riflemen crawling forwards here with the M1 Garance and that one M1 Thompson. Machine gun gets spotted here. In the south, smoke deployed here by the scouts already. An aggressive use of the smoke by Charlotte. Thumbs up, though. Not so sure. I'm guessing it's against the machine gun, only to find the machine gun gone elsewhere. Meanwhile, up north in the center, Pioneers here are immediately set upon by the GPS. Charlotte once more probing for weakness, probing for opportunities. Another machine gun team out for Havoc and the German army, and that Jeep is definitely going to get a good showing of it. Up north, the Grenadiers continue the shootout with the Rifle Squad there, a bit of back and forth here. Jeep switching northwards as well. It would appear that Havoc is now going to focus south of the road, where Charlotte may focus more north of the road here. Shootout continues here. Back at base, nothing. Oh, we do get the Luftwaffe coming here for Havoc. Luftwaffe has definitely been seeing a resurgence again as of late. Keep them busy up north here. As the 2-1 and Flak 30 alongside the Jaegers becoming more popular once more. Certainly, again, I think highlighting the fluidity of the Coh3 metagame to some degree here. Up north, they keep pushing for the northern fuel point. Machine gun there, trying to help deal with the riflemen, but it's not going too well there. They are well entrenched within that building, and that's going to be difficult to deal with. Meanwhile, the south of the riflemen there are significantly less well entrenched and are much easier targets for Havoc's second MD42 team here, forcing Charlotte to withdraw the GIs. So, quite a few engagements here already up north there. Jeep is grabbing northern fuel point away from Havoc. In fact, Charlotte may briefly hold 3 fuel points against Charlotte's 1. That's only going to be a bit of an advantage. Scouts push back here in the south. Pioneers machine gun teaming up, grabbing that munitions point back here as Charlotte keeps up aggressive harassment versus Havoc, hitting all those vital points there. But also crucially, hitting all those points which Charlotte can't, or Havoc, I mean, can't easily rush in to defend. Meanwhile, 2-1 here for Havoc. Very much a good choice, particularly on this map. The high mobility will certainly help Havoc in containing Charlotte's aggressiveness in return. I would not be surprised as well that if Havoc has gone for Mechanized. So that's going to be a really good fit with the 2-1 in particular on this map. And yes, indeed, we do get the leichte Panzerspielwagen. 221 here for Havoc. Up north, the Grenadiers moving in, trying to catch that Jeep here. Jaegers on the way for Havoc as well here. Got the 2-1 crossing in rapidly towards the north each, hoping to catch that Jeep and finish it off here before it becomes a further problem. Mortars on the way for Charlotte. Plus, of course, we got the good old captain here, courtesy of the Infantry Support Center. But there you go. MD4 set up there in an angle that Charlotte wasn't expecting. Quickly puts alt to that. Jaeger's almost done. A lot of action here. We got the 2-1, of course, grabbing points, courtesy of the raid package here. Jeep is spotted by the 2-1, and the Jeep realizes it has to get out of there. Meanwhile, motor pool here for Charlotte in response, I imagine, in part at least to the 2-1, but also because, you know, Greyhounds and Cathies just in general are quite solid. North here, 2-1 there, slightly falling back, not taking a chance here with Charlotte, and whatever tricks she might have up her sleeves. Armored car, they're doing what it can. In the center, Jaeger's pushing forwards here. No upgrade, so probably saving up for the Panzerschreck. Likely anticipating either a Greyhound or a Chaffee already. Jaeger's pushing forwards for their Gewehr 43s. Clashing with our close mine goes off here. 2 men down here to the miners, the Jaegers. Let loose, and forward to Catherine Ralph squad here as well by the center. In the south, though, Charlotte is in progress. And right from there, are forced to withdraw here. The Jaegers are hot on their heels. Mortar fire here from Charlotte, looking to snuff out the machining gewehr. 2-1 holding back a bit, and further up north, Rifleman probing forwards here for Havoc and das Vaterland. The 15th Panzerdivision, 7th Panzergrenadier Company. All 3 points of control of Charlie as well here, getting the bleed up on Havoc. But Havoc is quickly looking to put a stop to that. Guessing another Jaeger squad here soon, but he could also go for the Flak 30. It's like also, I think, another thing that's kind of make, you know, the whole battle group of building a bit more popular again. It's like, you know, all 3 of, like, an initial level of units within the building are, like, pretty solid. So you know how to handle them. Jaeger versus the Jeep. Northeast small counterattack here by Havoc to regain northern points here from Charlotte and the 1st Infantry Division. We've got another Jaeger squad here for Havoc, which will also bring up to 3 infantry squads. Rather than pulling forwards here. And nothing yet out of the motor pool here for Charlotte. Probably in part due to some effective harassment here by Havoc. Making it a bit tough actually for Charlotte to rush out a Greyhound or a Chaff here. More mines from Havoc as well. They're very good at mining overall. I'd also imagine his Kenkrat is laying on a few mines as it is quite good at it. In the south, Captain caught by the MG42. Second Jaeger group already here for Havoc. Kenkrat pushing northwards. Rifleman slowly putting forwards, and there we go. We do get the M8 ground out here for Charlotte. Got the Jeep rushing, heading up north of machine gun dug in by the northern victory point. Kenkrat quickly filling up, and we got the Grenadier on the move once more. Still no some upgrades here though for any of Havoc's Jaegers. Probably waiting, I guess, for a sign here, as like, you know, he wants to go for the scope G43s or he wants to go for the Panzerschreck. And I imagine he's going to get that sign right about now as the Greyhound hits him. Would not be surprised to see, like, suddenly some of the Jaegers going to get upgraded with the Panzerschrecks, and that is exactly what happened. But there you go, Greyhound strikes. 2-1 knocked out here. The 3rd cylinder gun there of the Greyhound means that 2-1 is absolutely no match here. Havoc, though, quick to follow up here with the Artrad, the 232, a Sonderkraftfahrzeug 232. The predecessors were the armored car chassis, the 234, which would also, of course, see the Puma amongst it. Up north here, the Raft Squad was the MD42 hit close range. That's it, they're in a building. The MD42 is not, so this could go all the way. Kenkrat northwards, Artrad pushing southwards here. Greyhound moving in there, ripping through the Sun Machine crew teams here. And the Artrad isn't quite equipped for dealing with that one either. This is where the Panzerschreck teams will become most crucial here for Havoc. Could also go for the second Panzerschreck now. Another option, of course, would be the Flak 30, which is also fairly good versus light vehicles. In particular, the Greyhound is not exactly proof against it. So we'll have to see exactly what Havoc does. But in the south, the Jaeger's Pioneers probing forwards. Greyhound veterans won, of course, already thanks to the armored battle group. We got bars up for their Charlotte. Further augmenting firepower here versus Havoc's infantry. Thumbs up to that. Still have Charlotte's lines are bending in the face of Charlotte's push. Very solid in the south here. And here Charlotte gets slightly caught off guard here, or at least caught in a bad position. The Jaeger's been for one side, act up another here. Realizing that Charlotte basically posted a route group down south here to cover the southern victory point, but also in a way that means there's not really a lot of coverage in case of an act guard. I'm a bit surprised he actually took that route rather than this route. Obviously, there's some risk associated, but I think he could have forced the route to go up faster. And there you go, we do get the Flak 30 on the way for Havoc. 2 thumbs up. Over to Charlotte, though. Freedom and Democracy. Pioneers advancing here. Rav scored Captain all the Muhi plus Scouts. Fixing up that Actard. I'm guessing that from Charlotte we might see some Chaffee soon here in the South Kent. Coming forward, got the communication cables upgrade there. Jaegers has route squad MD42 later. You see Braffman taking a healthy dose alert, then being pushed back. Well, unhealthy dose, really. Up north, the Arcad engaged the route squad here. Jaegers pulling up and pulling in. And there we go. We got the Flak 30 out here for Havoc. Ginniger teaming up. Of course, would later be upgraded to the Flak 38, which mounted a gun shield on it, and probably some minor differences there. Actually would still use the same mount. And of course finally had the Flak Feeling, which just went, you know what if we added a total of 4 guns so instead of just 1 gun. Mortifying MD42 here, bit risky position there for Havoc. The longer it maintains it, the higher the chances that Charlotte can clear it out. Jaegers with MD42 here, finding the south. We got the Greyhound still providing pressure, and the bar-wielding Rifleman force here Havoc to withdraw the Jaegers. We also got communication cables there on the Mechanized. Thumbs up, I didn't mention that before, by the way. And we actually got a War Machine here from Charlotte, so not going straight for the EC8s. Definitely, I think, indicating a possible push here for a lot of Chaffee, since with War Machine, they do become fairly cheap, and admittedly, so does the Greyhound. And there we go, we do get a Chaffee out there for Charlotte. Thumbs up. Mortar fire there, hammering through the roofs here. We got the Flak 30 covering the center. And as a fun fact, as the war went on, a lot of these were pushed into what's known as Flak-Sturm-Abteilungs or Flak Assault Units, as aircraft would both become more armored but also fly up higher, meaning the Flak 30 was increasingly less effective, but still quite effective versus infantry and light vehicles. So in that sense, the Flak 30 would continue to service until the end of the war, just in changing roles. Glennie's in a lot of trouble, about to get wiped out here. Good kill for Charlotte if that happens. Meanwhile, Flak 30 being overrun here. Good use of smoke here by Charlotte, further negating the otherwise effective range of the Flak 30. 2 thumbs up here. Havoc's Flak crew, they're caught in a really bad spot. We do get a counterattack to cover it up here. Grander's moving in, Chaffing up here. Really dangerous situation here for Havoc. Flak there, cleared out. But we got the Grand, the rapidly toward being held back. Chaffee, meanwhile, is busy with the outcrop, which is caught in a bad spot. We got smoke deployed here. Could grab the Flak 30 again and start firing into Charlotte's troops here. And there we go. Flak 30 recruited here by a few plucky Jaegers. Mortar there, still at it. Up north here, another series of unfortunate events for Havoc, as Charlotte comes raiding in there with the Greyhound and with the M24 Chaffee. Jaegers falling back alongside that Flak 30 gun there. We got a Panzer Company for Havoc. After engaging the Jeep here in the south, can Havoc finally put an end to the Jeep menace? We did it on top! We destroyed an amerikanische Jeep! Wir Heroes! Meanwhile, Ken Crack could do some repairs. Panzer Company almost done here. Flak 30 being reinforced there.
Time to earn your living, soldiers.
Machine setting up again here. No grenades from Charlotte though. Keine Granate. I do believe we're looking at another Chaffee. Mortar fire there. MD42 they're doing what they can against rifle, but it is taking intense amount of fire here from several sources. Charlotte and the 1st Infantry here, 6th Rifle Company, are absolutely not messing about here against the Germans. Rather than they're taking a full blast of lead to the face, but that machine gun will have to withdraw. Flak 30 and Jaegers moving up in the center here. In the south, Grenadiers moving ahead here. And we got the outcard on the move as well. Here we got another Jaeger squad here from Havoc. Not Starstorm though, actually. Guess he wants more Panzerschrecks, perhaps, against all these Chaffies. Does make sense. Plus, of course, the Jaegers are being cheaper than the Starstorm. Though part of me still likes to see some stars there. Go Greyhound there, getting hit by the Flak 30. Arm and edges being absolutely perforated by the Flak 30, and the rifle about next to become perforated here as they get the saving Private Ryan treatment. In this case, though, Charlotte was very quick to hit the retreat button, which means they take significantly less damage from the Flak 30. Up north here, troops pushing in. Captain supporting the Chaffee there. Thumbs up. The South Grenadier advancing. Jaegers advancing in the center as well. We got the Scouts probing in. Further up north here, points being seized. Chaffee remaining reserve. And is back to Havoc. It does appear like he's going to go straight here for the Panther. The Panzer Kampfwagen. Oh, he lost the Jaegers. He actually replaced them with another Jaeger. Well, that makes sense. Flak 30 setting up again. Here, Grenadiers about to get wiped out. Some Starstorm still think it'd be a great addition here for Havoc. I mean, admittedly, I always say that, but that doesn't make it less true. Anyways, machine guns and Flaks are setting up for an absolute kill zone here, and Charlotte's infantry are getting absolutely ripped apart here. Chaff there, though, taking a few hits from the Flak 30. Greyhound the next target here. Machine getting overwhelmed. Flak 30 overwhelmed here. Havoc needs more troops on the scene here. But he was not ready for this push here. Charlotte goes all in. She wants that Flak crew dead. And if possible, she probably wants the Flak 30 for her own devious purposes. Shooting Germans. Jaegers here holding off one Chaff, at least preventing both from diving in here. Arctgard here. And there you go. Charlotte makes off for the Flak 30 here. Panzerfaust and the Chaffee here. And the Chaffee goes down without taking out the Arctgard. A big one here for Havoc. To a degree, at least, of course, assuming he hadn't lost a lot to Flak 30 here to Charlotte. Which, you know, makes it less good. But still, you know, the Chaffee is down there is still a win for Havoc. And he's also not far away from a Panther 4, so it's not all bad. But, you know, losing a Flak 30 to the Americans still isn't ideal. Jaeger versus the captain. Ken Crap probing northwards. We got 388 versus 348. Victory points wise, it is fairly close between the two. Resource wise, though, Charlotte, I think, is holding a bit more of the advantage there over Havoc. But he's getting closer to the Panther 4. As for Charlotte, we got a fresh Chaffee light tank out. Good shot there from the Jaeger squad on the Greyhound. Captain there, push back, Grenadier supporting the Jaegers there. Machine gun team could probably get pushed southwards. And we got, oh, he actually delays here the Panther bit. Going Mechanized assault. Not that this is a bad ability, not even remotely, quite the opposite. It's a very good ability. But I was actually expecting him to go for the Panther here. But he can't go for a Panther 4 here, by the way. It's also really good, honestly. But certainly, I think, will require a bit more support there from the Panther X to cover the flanks against the Chaffies. Push forwards, he is being frustrated here. Got the Flak 30 moving forwards here. And up north here, grand spot here. The Grenadiers to go for the fuel point there. Right side of Charlotte's base here. Flak 30 dealing with the Jaegers. No smoke here from Havoc's Jaegers, and it does turn into a bit of a Havoc route there. Now we got the Arctic being hit here with flak fire. Machine getting hit by mortar fire. Jaegers also a bit in the danger zone here. In the south, machine dealing with some flanking right from the Pioneers to almost bite the bullet. And right now, Havoc's only got one Pioneer squad, which for an Arcade and a Kettenkrat is fine, but once he gets out those Panzers, he will need additional Pioneers, like, you know, expedite repairs. He is going for the Panther 4, halfway done. Meanwhile, Charlotte with another assault here. First information breaking through, and again, backed up with the Flak 30. Havoc's defenses, in particular in the south where the Flak 30 is, are very much more exposed here. So they're not exactly quite able to respond easily to a Flak 30 here. North here, pond being grabbed. We got the Panther already here for Havoc. Assault continues here. The Arcade being pushed back by the Flak 30. Smoke deployed here, though. I think that's the first time I actually used the Jaeger smoke. And that does force the Flak 30 to withdraw here.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Route squad dived in deeply. They almost got to take out Grenadiers pushing forwards. Jaegers advancing as well here. Right from the beginning, absolutely pulverized out in the open. Flak 30 moving forwards here. Grenadiers, Jaegers in the center there, in the danger zone here. But no, Charlotte isn't paying attention here. Still, oh, there we go. Taking a lot of damage here. Definitely wasn't paying attention. This could actually allow Havoc to recapture the Flak 30, or at least destroy it, denying it to the Americans. So will he destroy it? Will he seize it? But 9 Oberleutnant, we can save it. 9, Jürgen. It's been tainted by the Americans. We're sending it to a better place. Oh, it was just a Flak 30. It was so young, so new. Technically, it's from 1939. It's seen plenty of combat. Anyways, Arcade Chaffies. We got a total of 3 Chaffies and Arcade, or Greyhound out here. I mean, not Arcade, but for Charlotte there versus 1 Panther 4 and a Arcade. Good shot there from the Panther right for the rear of the Greyhound. And right from the captain here, Scouts counter-tank push back. The Jaegers still got the Panther 4 here, though. Havoc, of course, does need to be careful not to extend, since, you know, one mistake is going to get, like, hit really hard on the flank with a lot of Chaffies. We do get some starts to him, Matt. 2 thumbs up here. Over to Charlotte again here. And Charlotte is not too far away from an EC at this point, actually. Just needs to pick either Seek and Destroy and the M8 Scott. I would certainly at this point recommend a Seek and Destroy, in particular since he's going for a lot of Chaffies, which would benefit from Seek and Destroy to further leverage the sheer numbers of light tanks here. So, a bit of no side perhaps. We got Mech and Assault here from Havoc. Just not good enough against triple Chaffee swarming it. Arcade here, could the rest to survive here, but that's a really good kill here for Charlotte. Big blow here to Havoc, and the 15th Panzer Division Arcade that's about to get taken out here by the Chaffee swarm, and down it goes. A double slam there against Havoc here by Charlotte. An impressive push. In the south, machine being pushed back. We got the Kettenkrat hiding out in the south there.
moving on our strategic
pretending to be one of the locals somehow.
Krauts are pushing us back.
In the center, yeah, Starstorm push back the rifle squad. Up north, machine gun in his own there, pushing forwards here. Charlotte is almost there within range of the Sherman EC8 as well here.
Lost a sector.
Chaffee there, by the way. Theoretically, if the Starstorm get really lucky, then before it could theoretically be taken out. But yeah, almost had it in fact with it.
Munitions point just
Less than a point of health left, but still more than nothing. Starstorm obviously getting wiped out of the double rifle squad here. Can Charlotte get the wipe? Will Havoc get lucky enough? Looks like Havoc's luck held out against Charlotte's. That was really close, honestly.
our barracks are under attack.
Got a fair bit lucky with that one, I'd say. Meanwhile here, Grenadiers tried, I think, to sort of sneak in and Pantherfaust the Chaffee there. Didn't quite work out for Havoc. Got the Starstorm healing reinforcing. No Sun Edition armor as of yet. In the center there, Razgort trying to grab the center victory point. We got 230 meters of 343. Despite some at least Havoc's issues in terms of victory points, though, he still maintains a robust lead over Charlotte and the 1st Infantry. Up north, the machine was the Razgort there pushing ahead here. Quickly bypass though.
Near victory point.
And we got grenades there.
We have
Almost taking out the machine gun crew here.
points that need using.
Further south, the Jaegers pushing forwards.
Reports of enemy
Greyhound there. Danger getting wiped out. And there you go. Down it goes.
been destroyed.
Good kill here for Havoc. That said, Charlotte can now go for the Sherman EC8. Meanwhile, Havoc decided he's had enough. He's bringing in the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. Model D. Was the first model of Panther, later would that be the Model A, and then finally the Model G. There's technically a Model F planned, but besides a few sort of holes made here and there, which would actually be mounted with the Model G turrets and fight around Berlin, there was not really a lot there though. The Model D definitely was one of the more flawed models, to put it gently. Driving pushing forward, see half HVG 2.
Requisition.
Sherman EC8's now within reach here of Charlotte. Just needs a bit more fuel, a bit more manpower. Of course, Havoc is ready with the Panther. Starstorm, Jaegers advancing here. Note the merge there to keep reinforcement costs down. Thumbs up. Camp now being met with intense fire. We got the Stars, we got the Jaegers there. And of course, the Panther now delaying a furious volley of lead. And the camp is rapidly forced off the field here, as the German 15th Panzer Division continues its steady advance. Starstorm being sent southwards, backed up a few Grenadiers. Trip reinforcing healing here for Havoc. Charlotte meanwhile repairing the Chaffies, and probably waiting for the EC8 now before committing. Arguably, she'll probably want to try at least make use of all the Chaffies before the EC8 hits, but then again, it's about to hit, so it doesn't matter. The EC8 backed up with 3 Chaffies, and then she actually went for the Scott rather than Seek and Destroy. I'd argue that was a slight mistake personally, considering the overall build at least. Well, doesn't have to be a mistake, but I think that's certainly what I would have recommended, because again, Seek and Destroy would say 3 Chaffies, and Sherman would, I think, be an absolute nightmare for Havoc to deal with. Caught there with nominations, Basil continues his quest for chicken. Very dramatically, as you can hear. EC8 pushing southwards here, starts to quickly routed. Chaffee's remaining reserve here. Charlotte clearly not too keen on committing them now, but the Panther backed up by several Jaeger squads with Panther Strikes. Which, I mean, isn't ideal here for Charlotte. In part because it just means there's a lot of fuel and manpower just collecting dust there.
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
He really, really, really wants me to give him some chicken. He's attacking my hand.
We have vehicles ready to be dispatched to the front.
Sorry about that. He's throwing a bit of a tantrum.
The sector's been Commander, the enemy holds
Ow.
victory points.
Sorry about that. I just need to unentangle my left hand from the cat. Anyways, aiming forward towards the captain and center. Ralph going forwards here. Panther firing away. Chaffee slowing up alongside the EC8. Hopefully we didn't miss anything important there. I was just trying to extricate my left hand from Basil's claws and, teeth. Rascal pushing for the Panther here in the south. Chaffee moving forwards back up with the EC8. But yeah, he's throwing a bit of a kiddie tantrum. Panther vs. Route Squad here. Ken crapping about. Nothing further here for Havoc. Oh, we do get a Panther to back up the Panther. North here, Route Squad, the Jaegers. Machining Gewehr teaming up here. Charlotte pushing across a more narrow front, but isn't pushing very deep though. Which does allow, I think, Havoc to maintain more map control than I think he really should be able to. Jaegers taking heavy hits from the ECH. We got the Panther 4 moving up. Chaffee's ECH, they're in a nice big formation there. Could really deliver some damage to Havoc's Panthers. And there you go, the Panther 4 is immediately being set upon here as soon as Charlotte sees it. Jaegers trying to halt the incoming tide of steel here, absolutely powerless. We got Seek and Destroy activated. And the Panther 4 goes down, just a sheer destructive tide there of democracy. Panther falling right back here. Up north, Cap moving forwards. Cap reinforcing. Jaeger's being pushed back. Starstorm going for the mortar here, looking to silence the American artillery piece. But Charlotte is able to get it out. They also forgot to switch over to Havoc because they're going to avoid the action and because the cat attacked me right there. So I do apologise. But anyways, Starstorm is the advancing Raft Squad here, letting loose with MU-42 and the G-33s. Panther moving forwards. Raft there getting absolutely pulverised. Almost got a Raft Squad here. That's going to be a great wipe here for Havoc. But no, S-Force back here as another Raft Squad appears with more put on them. In the south, Charlotte pulls back with the Chaffees and the ECH here as Patrick teams close in there. In the centre, Panther versus the advancing Raft Squad here. Need to withdraw. South here, Raft Squad is the MD-42. Panther still being hunted down by the Raft Squad. Charlotte wants to keep the Panther away from the rest of the tanks, at least for a bit longer. Meanwhile, Jaeger's going to keep the advance here. Chaffees and Sherman EC continue to fall back here. Brad Pitt trying to get his little tanks to safety. Multiple mines here from Charlotte. Unfortunately, that also makes it easier once the mines was there to just clear them out. Of course, had there not been a mines with that, been very painful for Havoc.
Ability ready for you, Commando.
We'll have to see what Havoc goes for next, but honestly, I would not be surprised he's going to go for more Panthers in response to all these Chaffees. Mine goes off in the south here. Jaeger's Gurney is being attacked here. Charlotte and Havoc just continue to clash in these incessant engagements. Grenades going off here. Soldiers being pushed back. Panther setting up. More mines going off here. Charlotte has not been slacking off for the mines. That much is for sure. And Havoc, of course, is not slacking off with his mines either, so thumbs up to both players on the mine front. Meanwhile, Airburst shells there ripping for the machine crew up north here. Starstorm as the captain. And we got virtually 2 Starstorm. Captain quickly forced to withdraw here. In the south, Chaffee, CC and move again. Low machine crew there, absolutely in a lot of hot water, of course. There's still the mine here. And I think Charlotte, remember that, sending in the Minesweeper team there. Meanwhile, Havoc close again to a possible another Panther. Could also go for another Panther 4. And there you go, Blenkerber. Actual ace cannon cut. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Nice and impressive. But yeah, Charlotte is, I feel like, a bit too passive at the moment with all the tanks she's got. Even a lot of them are light. But part of it, I mean, is understandable because there's several Jaegers with Panzerschrecks there. Does make it a bit tough here for Charlotte just to wheel those Chaffies like she wants to. More mines here, though, from Havoc, but they're... Oh, Charlotte, I mean, being spotted here, but the Jaegers quickly puts a halt to that little plan there. Back to Charlotte. EC8, they're getting pulverized here. His rockets keep punching through the frontal armor. Chaffee's moving up here. And then remembering they don't have anything to do with those Panzerschrecks with. Up north here, Ken crapping about. Engineers, Camp going to flank around here, think trying to hit the northern points. South Indian Pioneers at the Red Ralph's got the ready. Jaegers advancing. And the Panthers want to move forwards. As for Havoc's base, nothing further transpiring, except of course another Panther. Which would definitely, I think, be a bit helpful there against all these Chaffies. And would certainly force Charlotte to have to go for some really deep flanks with them, but also ways to like boost their firepower. And crucially,
reinforced.
She doesn't have any of those options, so that does make things tougher there. In particular, since Charlotte, as the Americans, lacks withdrawn refit like the British do, so you can't just pull back the chaffers like calling some other stuff. Could consider actually taking for, you know, tank depot, maybe going for Hellcats, but I suppose at this point, Charlotte's more likely to call in more E8s. Airburst shells the force about the Ace machine crew here. Panthers linking up, filling up a very strong armored unit there. In the south, Ralph Squad here being attacked from several sides here as Havoc pushes in for the fatherland. Pushing ahead here, EC8 getting ready, Chaffee's ready almost as well there. Center, Ralph Squad there being met with fierce firepower, force withdrawal here. Mortifying continues to deliver death from above. We got mines here, we got infantry moving up there. Just continued pressure, continued action, continued movement. EC8 they're catching the Jaegers here, Pantrix flying away there. Some manage to push through the armor, others do not. Another hit there. Another great hit. Machine in the south here, the Demon of the Assault Engineers here. Jaegers pushing forwards. EC8, they're doing a lot of damage here though to the Jaegers, down to just 3 men, and they are exceptional on health there. In the center there, Starstorm, the Grenadier support pushing back the Ralph Squad here. Easily overcoming them, and we got another Chaffee for Charlotte now. I was actually expecting now at this point like another EC8 here, but I mean 4 Chafees and an EC8 could maybe overwhelm Havoc. Maybe. Honestly, I'm less certain about that now with 2 Panthers out, plus of course all the Panther Shreks that Havoc's heart may desire. More mines up north here. Very busy with the mines, 2 thumbs up. Of course, in this case, they end up giving away the mines to Havoc, which is less ideal. And of course, Havoc is featuring the mine sweepers. May have done it anyways. But there you go. Starstorm, Pioneers, Grenadiers, and of course, we got the Panther Reserve here moving in. That said, the way Havoc's moving up here, theoretically, could leave him open to a flank if, like, Charlotte were to push up through this direction. He could get behind the Panthers, meaning the side rearmor would be exposed. And that would certainly help the Chafees out a ton. There you go. 4th Chaffee raiding, of course, seeking destroying all of them. In the southeast here, pushing in the machine crew there, opening up the southern victory point. Panthers, meanwhile, supporting the main offensive here. Captain, though, goes down. We got Grenade Assault as well here. Captain down, Ralph Squad almost gets obliterated by the Starstorm and the Grenadiers here. The Panthers keep moving forwards.
A victory point is under attack. We must act.
So many Chafees from Charlotte, but she continues to be,
Captured a victory
well,
point.
not quite keen on using them at the moment. Panthers moving forwards here, and we're clearly less concerned about using his Panthers, that's for sure. Ralph Squad are being met with intense fire from several sources as Havoc and the 15th Panzer Division continue the advance here. Charlotte's unit remain reserved, but looks like she finally might be getting a move on here. Airburst shells are hitting troops in the north on the center victory point. We got 102 versus 253 here. There we go. And also now Havoc's flank on the Panthers exhibit exposed. Okay, there we go, there we go. All 4 Chafees there moving up. EC8 there, I think, partly being used as bait here. Probably going to see Seek and Destroy soon enough from the EC8s. There you go. White Phosphorus deployed. Pantrick on the EC8 here. No. Charlotte decides not to commit anyways. Close there, close. Or perhaps she's hoping to bait Havoc into pursuing, and then she turns the tables on him. It's hard to say, but now, again, bit of hesitancy. These Pantrick teams are definitely going to lot then, I think, curtailing Charlotte's otherwise aggressive nature. Over to Havoc. And the 15th Panzer Division here. Jaegers being pushed back, leaving just 1 Jaeger squad not support the Panthers. And that might just soon have to withdraw, in which case Charlotte could push in with the Chafees and the ECT for the Panthers. There you go. 2nd Jaeger squad moving. Will Charlotte now commit here, or will she continue to sort of squirrel away the Chafees here? We'll have to see. Panzer withdrawing, Rival pursuing here. Chafees actually falling back here. Machine team in the trouble with the EC8 here. Brad Pitt doing what Brad Pitt does best. Grenades off for the Panthers. Slight crew shock there. Chafees though. And the machine team, they got wiped out right there for Charlotte. Definitely less ideal for Havoc. But he's not far away from like a 3rd Panther, at which point I think Charlotte's window of opportunity with the Chafees is going to be pretty much slammed shut right across her fingers. Oh god, Team Himmel, we're getting 5 Chafees here. Honestly, at this point, you really should have gone for Seek and Destroy rather than the Scott there, honestly. Like 5 Chafees, EC8 with Seek and Destroy. Anyways, going forward here. PC8, of course, is the main target. The Chafees are going in. Here we got Seek and Destroy from them. White Crossbow on the Panthers. We've got Mechanized Assault here. Chaffee knocked out here. One of the Panzer teams. Charlotte realizes the assault has definitely already gone a bit of right, and so rather than risk losing more tanks, she falls back, hoping to withdraw, or, you know, avoid losing too much here now. Mine goes off in the Jaegers. The Jaegers will keep up the pursuit. Mortar in trouble here. They got 217 versus 102. Mortar, they're getting pulverized. Panthers moving forwards here. Combined Arms definitely doing its part here for Havoc. There you go, blasting the nearby building here, collapsing under the weight of the high velocity 75mm shells that the Panthers unload. Northern pumping grabbed by the Ace Kettenkrad. We got 197 to 102 here. Things for Charlotte remains a bit prickly here. Got MD-42 for Charlotte to try and stop the Jaegers. Not a bad idea, but that set gets caught by 2 Ace Jaeger squads and of course the Ace MD-42 crew, meaning Charlotte's MD-42 crew gets absolutely crushed there before they even get to like fire single shot here. Good kill there for Havoc. Should be able to recruit. We got smoke off as well here. Thumbs up. Covering the recovery MD-42 there. Nice play here. That said, both the Jaeger squads on full pursuit machine. They're being pushed back here. There's still 2 Panthers versus a lot of EC8s and Chaffies. And we got a Panther for Havoc. Could go for armored side goes at this point, honestly, I think. But oh well. Got plenty of mines here from Charlotte still. Rival squad contact, keeping the Pioneers from grabbing the point back. And clearing out the mines for that matter. Ace Starstorm. Oh boy. Panthers with Panther 4 support moving forwards here. Starstorm ultimately overwhelmed by the sheer number Charlotte deploys in terms of infantry. Engineers getting bombarded as the armored fist of the father and slowly creeps towards up north here. Kettenkrad's about to get hit here. In the center, Engineers in a bit of trouble. Back here, troops setting out. Another wave of men here from Havoc. Got 194 versus 85. More firepower being delivered. Charlotte still really, I feel like, regretting she went for all those Chaffies. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the way she's used them definitely feels like she isn't quite happy with the choice here. Maybe I'm wrong though, maybe I'm wrong. There's some deeper planning to it. Engineers though, getting absolutely eviscerated here. And down they go. Airbus shells and the Jaegers on the center victory point here. Close to the ace level there. 2 thumbs up to Charlotte's mortar crew on that one. Very good use of it. And there you go. Charlotte pushing forwards. Panther so for's going to be the first target of all the Chaffies and the EC8 here. No, backs off again. Charlotte is clearly looking to like just make one of those decisive pushes here against Havoc. Can't quite seem to set it up. And I think that part might be why she's sort of, you know, moving about her Chaffies the way she is. She's looking for that decisive blow, basically, to like, you know, deliver that one hit that, you know, wins her the game against Havoc. By the way, Havoc's moving about there and supporting the Panthers and the Panther 4. It's very difficult for Charlotte to access it up there. And again, I don't think it'll help with the fact she, you know, we'll switch her first in a few seconds. But, you know, she went for the Scott over Seek and Destroy. I think, again, with 4 or 5 Chaffies and the Seek and Destroy ability from the battle group, like this one, she'd be in a very, very strong position. But not having access to that, I think, really limits what Charlotte can do to some degree. And, like, maximize, I think, just the sheer, like, in a sense, weight of all these 5 Chaffies coming in. EC8 hanging back in reserve near the ace level here. Machine crew there finally goes down. Airburst shell there. Knocking up. We got ace level mortar there. 2 thumbs up. Another push by the Germans on the center here. Looking to keep that big spot on American hands. Engineers are being absolutely met with countless machine guns from all the tanks here. Mortifying the grenadiers. Chaffies remaining reserve here. Rival squad continuing a duel here with the MD-42 crew, and the Chaffies remain just parked but immobile. Like, there's a certain amount of tension and pressure here, but it just, you know, kind of hope something happens soon here. Panthers. Panther 4 sending out. Havoc is definitely not going to wait out here. He's going to, I think, go for those Chaffies before they become a problem. Is she actually going for, like, another one? She's not. And the Chaffies just keep withdrawing here. Got mines here. We got mortar crewing 14 here, 5 from the Panther 4 here. The Panthers advance. Chaffies there in the danger zone. Machine teaming up here. Now she's going to push forwards here. Guess it's now or never. Chaffee already down here. The Panthers knock it out with expertise there. Chaffee's there quickly falling back. EC8 being hauled back as well. Here we've got 64 versus 165. The Chaffee strat really is just, at this point, I think, kind of falling flat on its face here. Good shots on the Panther here, but just not enough. Pursuing up with Mechanized assault activated. Another Chaffee down. EC8 down, leaving just 3 Chafees versus 2 Panthers and a Panther 4, and of course, countless Pantry. There we go. GG. Game over. A fierce fight here with some interesting moves and some nice flak action, but in the end, Charlotte's strategy just kind of ran a bit afoul there because, you know, you just don't really do a lot versus the Panthers frontally, but also the lack of seek and destroy, and that way an ability to further boost the mobility and the firepower of the Chafees was, you know, basically not there, so you could really leverage those numbers. I think had you done that, you could, I think, easily overwhelmed Havoc's Panthers, but without that, the Panthers were just, I think, too advantaged over the Chafees, and she just didn't like bring up anything else. Like she didn't go for Hellcats, there was like not enough EC8s, and that I think Havoc to pull through as well. Definitely like some close moments here, and Charlotte several times I think was definitely like, you know, ahead. She just got hard counted here by the Panthers with her particular Chaffee strat. So there you go. The hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but not your enemies. And of course, always you can support the Propagandacast by donating our pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial saying cheers and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.